Hey, it's Jeremy. Um, so in response to your video, I feel like I could maybe say a couple things I thought about um, just being gay and how I feel about religion and stuff like that. Um, don't want to offend anybody, obviously, but I'll kind of just tell you what I think. So I went to church until I was 6, and then when my grandma died, I stopped going until about 8th grade. My best friend at the time brought me to church, and I went every single Sunday until I graduated almost. I went to a non-denominational church first. It was really good. I got saved there, baptized, and then I went to a Pentecostal church for like the last 3 years of high school, maybe, which was wonderful. There was ups and lows, ups and downs about like my feelings and my faith, but I think everybody goes through that. Um, and I was super into God, and I prayed all the time, and I worshipped. I read my Bible. I went to Sunday school classes. I was on the right path, one could say. But I always had a feeling that I was a little off. I didn't know why. I thought I was gay when I was 6. I happened to be molested by a gay man, and I that's what I was attracted to. You know, not to get in the nature versus nurture debate, because I really don't know which one it is, but um, I thought I was gay then, and then when I went, I it was fine until I went to church, and then I was like, no, I wasn't. I because I knew it was taught to be wrong. Um, in some cases, some people have different agreements or just have different opinions. But I also was teased about it, so I like went in the closet heavily, and I just prayed it away and didn't work. Blah blah blah. But I got in a car wreck senior year and stopped going to church. And then because my family didn't go, so they didn't take me. And I started to think about it more. Now I came out right after high school ended, right after graduation. Um, I kind of waited because I didn't want to hear everybody say like "I told you so," stuff like that. But I don't think I came out finally because I stopped going to church. I think because I stopped feeling guilty. Because when I was at church, I always felt guilty about, you know, I had a crush on somebody that I saw at church today. Happened to be a guy. Because I still was attracted to women, but I had this feeling towards guys, and I didn't want it at first. And so when I stopped going to church, I stopped being guilty, feeling guilty, and then that's when I came out. Um, so 3 years later, um, I don't know where I am with religion. I I like the idea of a God. Um, it's some of my hardest times in life. I prayed, and things might not have changed, but I felt better. So I like the idea. Um, but I don't know. I don't know where I am. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of being apathetic towards it. I don't like to think of it because what if I'm wrong? What if being gay is a sin and I go to hell? I studied about hell. I know what hell's about, and that would suck. So I don't want to think about it. But then I think, what if that's all bullcrap and God loves everyone the same? Then why can't I go back to church? But I think I don't want to take that gamble. So maybe I will soon. I mean, I live, I'm in Columbus, and there's many churches here that accept everyone. Um, I almost went to one, but when I asked them about gay issues, they said we don't talk about it. So they accepted me, but they just didn't like they won't talk about it. But then another church, they do talk about it, and they don't believe that gay people go to hell. So kind of what I am with religion is I don't focus on it. I still try to be a good person, live right, but I just at this moment in my life, I'm not thinking about it. Um, One thing about being gay is all the time, though, I hear people, when you bring up religion, they like freak out and they get pissed and they argue and they just have this like hate towards everything about religion. Um, they have this view that Christians are automatically against them, that they are going to try to help them pray it away or cure them or something like that. Um, I can honestly say I've never thought that. Um, you know, I don't think it's. There are those Christians, I guess, that are like that. Um, the worst example to use, but the one everybody knows, is Westboro Baptist Church. Um, Not to be offensive to anybody that could see this, I think they're awful. I don't think it's what's taught in religion. I think they're just people that want to get a rise out of somebody else. I think their core message could make sense, but I think the demonstrations and the way they hold themselves and act towards others totally like makes everything hypocritical. Um, so, like I said, bad example because I think they're on the far end of the spectrum of Christians, and the bad side. But I can honestly say that like I don't think all Christians think I'm going to hell. Um, I know people that tell me that God loves me. I also know that some that tell me God doesn't. So I don't think it's a Christian thing. I think it's a person, like a good or bad person kind of thing. When I came out, my family disowned me at first. They're kind of okay now, but my family disowned me. They weren't religious. My immediate parents. My aunt was religious though, and she told me that I was gross. That I'm sorry, my aunt didn't tell me my gross. My parents did. My aunt told me that it was wrong. That's what it was. And some of my closest friends were Christians, and kind of they didn't like stop talking to me or like tell me anything I was wrong. They just said, you know how I feel about it. But then our relationship changed. It we were best friends, talking all the time, together all the time, and then it just kind of dropped from there. So felt really alone, and I was suicidal. And my best friend, who happened to be gay, Ben, kind of helped me through that, and so did the Trevor Project. By the way, is an awesome organization for anybody that needs help. But you know, some of the only supporters I had were actually Christians. Um, there was this woman, I won't mention names, but she, I guess I already mentioned Ben, sorry. Um, she was a very devout Christian, but, and so was her parent, so were her parents, who were like my grandparents to me, and she said, I love you still the same. She said, you're welcome here anytime. I still to this day have a key to her house in case I ever needed, because my family kind of like made my life hell, which is why I was suicidal. And she was one of the only people that like helped me, and it was it was something that I think saved me. Um, was the few Christians that were there. So I'm really quiet and non-confrontational, but I get a little odd, or I feel upset when people talk about, you know, Christians and like that they are all bad and that they're trying to shove religion down our throats. Yes, there are some that do that. There are also some people that aren't religious that still think gays, homosexuality is disgusting. What? Just because they're homophobic. It's not, I don't think it's a complete Christian thing. I go to these gay meetings, not gay meetings, these pride meetings, I guess you would say, it's gay support group every week. And we have this thing called Elmo. Basically, like, I don't know the written out abbreviation of it, but it basically means like let's move on from the subject. We're hanging on to it too long. And every time someone brings up religion and starts kind of like bashing it, I always say that. Because I don't want to hear that. Because honestly, like I said, some of the greatest people that helped save my life when I was suicidal were Christians. So, I don't know. I'm really ranting and I know that. I'm sorry. But, you know, like I said, I don't know where I am at religion. I don't know if I actually believe in God or if I just believe in love. But kind of how I am now is I look at the person, I don't look at their religion. If you're a kind person, then I will love and care for you. If you're awful, I'll still love and care for you, I just won't want to be around you. So I think it's not a religion thing to me. I think it's a personality thing and it's the heart of the person. You know? So I don't know. I I hope that people aren't all against Christianity, but I also hope that some Christians, because I think, I have to look at it both sides, that there are Christians that are helpful and that I'm thankful for, but I think there's also ones that need to realize sometimes the damage they do. Um, I mean, so many suicides happen every year, and just bullying and, you know, being singled out and feeling like you are disgusting, that you're a mistake, that you're going to burn in hell because you're gay, even if you do all the right things. So I think sometimes when that's pounded into people's minds, it really does a lot of psychological damage, and sometimes it can, you know, lead to physical. So I don't know. I think we all have a lot of work to do, you know. But I don't really know what you were looking for in this video, or if I answered the questions you asked. But I do think this is a good kind of documentary to do. Even if someone comes on here and says that they hate all Christianity or all Christians and religion is awful to the person that's gay and tries to pray away the gay, self-loathing gays. I think it's I think it's important to get everybody's story because I think you don't ever hear this side, and I think that's why it's important that you're doing what you are. So, all right. I mean, I don't really have much else to say. Um, World peace. All right. Bye.